Hello, yogis. Cassidy with Marina Bay Yoga here. As always, it is so wonderful to be with you. Today, we have a relaxing yin practice. You can also think of this as active recovery from our week of balancing poses. So go ahead and meet me on your mat when you're ready, and we'll get started. We are going to begin today's practice lying all the way down. And you can bring the bottoms of the feet together and then just go ahead and roll your back all the way down to the ground, however you want to get there. We're going to come into a butterfly pose. One hand comes to your heart, one hand comes to your stomach, and just start to notice your breath. The yin yoga practice is unique in that it is an invitation to experience discomfort both in mind and body, and to embrace the journey of discomfort. As we move throughout the practice today, I want to invite you to not only notice the discomfort in the body, but also notice what comes up in the mind. We're oftentimes rushing from one thing to the next. And so when you're invited to stay in the same position for minutes at a time, sometimes things come up in the mind. So just take note, notice these things. And you can always use your breath as an anchor. As your body starts to settle in, take a moment to acknowledge your intention for today. What do you want to get out of this practice, or what do you want to give to this practice? And then bring your attention to your breath, and we'll begin the deep breathing. Today's breath we will do is going to be a box breath where you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. You can carry this breath throughout the practice, coming back to it if you get distracted, returning here over and over again. We'll do this first one together, and I'll lead you through them a few times throughout the practice, but I really want to invite you to count on your own and let your body and mind really reconnect through this intentional breathing. Go ahead and let out a big exhale and begin to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring your hands under your knees and start to draw the knees back together, closing that book. And go ahead and reach the arms out to a T and let the knees gently rock left and right. Feeling that little massage on the low hips, the upper glutes. We worked the glutes hard this week. So take your time here, little windshield wipers, finding that rebound effect. And then we're going to take the right foot to the left knee, crossing it over into a figure 4. And if you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can wrap the arms around the left leg, deepening that hip stretch for the right. And find a little rock, and then find some stillness as we go into this yin pose, nice and still. Let out any wiggles. And then on your exhales, begin to relax the muscles. See if there's anywhere that you can release, relax, and let go. Bringing your attention back to your breath if the mind starts to wander. Inhale for 4, hold for 4. Exhale for 4, hold for 4. On your exhale, softening the muscles through the hips, through the shoulders. And go ahead and release that left foot down to the ground. Let your right leg cross all the way over like you're crossing your legs. Reach your arms out to a T and let the knees fall to the left side, coming into your supine twist. And start to look towards the right hand, allowing the left knee to draw the right leg down just a little bit further. Softening through the shoulders, through the hips. And bringing your attention back to that 4, 4, 4, 4 breath. Nice box breath. You can even picture a box in your mind as you're breathing in, holding, breathing out, and holding. On your next inhale, slowly draw those knees back up. Uncross your legs and wrap your arms around your legs, giving yourself a nice squeeze. Bringing your chin to your chest and your nose to your knees. Give yourself a loving hug. And then go ahead and bring the feet down to the ground. Reach the arms all the way out. Bring the left foot to the right knee, coming to your figure 4. You can stay here or you can wrap the arms around the right leg, deepening that stretch for the left hip. And just noticing any differences on this side as you get out all the wiggles and find some stillness. With each exhale, soften just a little bit more. Find a little bit more ease. On your next exhale, release the right foot down. Cross that left leg all the way over like you're crossing your legs. Reach your arms open to a T and let the knees come all the way to the right side, this time looking towards your left hand, coming into that big supine twist. Right knee draws the left leg down. You may need to adjust your shoulders just a little bit here to make sure that left shoulder comes all the way down. And then return to your box breath, breathing in for 4, holding for 4, breathing out for 4, holding for 4. On your next inhale, slowly draw the legs back up. Uncross your left leg and wrap the arms around the legs. Give yourself a nice big hug, chin to chest, nose to knees. Find a little rock left and right. And we're going to slowly lower the back down to the ground. We're going to take the left leg out straight and draw that right knee all the way up towards the chest. You might even take it a little bit over towards the right side of the rib cage. Now you can stay here. You can stay here just holding the leg, or you can take that right foot in your left hand and start to cradle like a baby. That's right, cradling that right leg like a baby. You might even find that that right foot can come all the way up to the crease in your left elbow, and you take your arms around the right leg. This is going to deepen the stretch in the hamstrings, and then for the hip as well. It's going to feel a little bit like a pigeon pose, just lying down. So find the variation that feels good to you. Today, for me, it feels better to hold my foot rather than bring it to that crease. It was feeling a little bit like it was being forced. So if it's feeling forced, we don't want to do that. We just want to hold it, drawing that right leg as close to the body as it will go without force. And start to bring your attention back to the breath. Now you can also use a strap here. If it doesn't feel good to have your leg this close to the body, or sometimes the belly inhibits the leg coming this close, just notice, acknowledge, and then maybe bring in a strap to hold the leg in. We're going to take 3 more deep breaths here. And then if you're using a strap, you're going to keep it around the right foot, and you're going to start to open up the right foot towards the right side. Keep that left that left sits bone all the way on the ground. If you're not using a strap, you're just going to take your right hand to the outside of your right foot or to your peace fingers to your big toe and start to extend that right leg out towards the right side. You're going to feel this a little deeper in the hamstrings, maybe in the groin. And that right leg is going to go straight out towards the right side, either with a strap or using your hand or peace fingers. Left hip stays all the way down on the ground, and you can even use your left hand to gently press into the left hip bone. See if you can find some ease here, some softness. And on each exhale, allowing the body to relax just a little bit further. On your next inhale, go ahead and draw that right leg all the way back in. We're just going to take hold of the right knee and make really big circles in each direction. Again, finding that rebound effect for the right leg. Wrap your arms around the right leg and send your right toes all the way up towards the ceiling. Begin to point and flex and roll the ankle. Remember, today is all about recovery, nice slow movements, taking a little bit longer, lingering in anything that feels good, anything that feels extra good. Stay there a little bit longer, take your time. And then we're going to start to walk the hands up that right leg all the way towards the ankle, or the foot, and see how straight you can get it. You can definitely use your strap here if that feels good around your foot. And we're just going to hold the leg here for a few more breaths, feeling that opening through the hamstring, through the back. On your next exhale, go ahead and slowly bring that right leg all the way down to the ground. And we're going to take the left knee up towards the chest. Now, you may need to resituate your back, your shoulders, and your hips for just a moment. Sometimes in that big transition, they can get a little crunched in. So see if you can elongate your spine. And then as you draw that left knee up, it's going to come out towards the left rib cage, or the left side of the rib cage, rather. Feel that gentleness starting to open up in the hip. And then we're going to take hold of the left foot with the right hand, or maybe you bring it all the way to the crease of the right elbow today. Mine is not feeling good like that. Some days it does. Today it is feeling a little bit forced. So I'm going to keep it here with my hand, but you can definitely bring your left foot to the crease of your right elbow if that feels good. We're just going to cradle that left side like a baby. Keeping the right sits bones on the ground, spine is nice and long. Feeling that pigeon pose just a little more gently here on the back. This is a great option too if you're ever in a class and they take you into pigeon. If it doesn't feel good or there aren't enough props, you can always come to lie on your back for pigeon pose. On your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and start to release that left foot and either take a strap around the left foot and start to draw it open towards the left side, or use your peace fingers or hand to open up that left leg. Bringing it out towards the left side, we're going to keep that right sits bone all the way on the ground. Right hand presses against the right hip bone. And start to open up the left leg to the left side if it's not already. Taking notice of any differences here in this on the left side compared to the right, just any changes. Bringing your attention back to your box breathing. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. On your next inhale, slowly draw that left knee in. We're going to hug the left knee to the chest and start to make big circles with that left leg in each direction, really massaging out the hip, especially the hip flexors here. And then we're going to send that left leg all the way up, wrap the hands around the left thigh, and start to point and flex your toes. Roll your ankles. If you did the standing leg and glute balancing practice this week, your calves and your feet might be a little extra aware. They might be a little bit more awake and even more sensitive. So just take note of that and give them a little extra love. We're going to start to walk the hands up that left leg, reaching up towards the toes or towards the ankle, whichever one feels good to you. And you can definitely use your strap here and start to draw that left leg towards you. Definitely wanting to take the leg pretty straight, but keeping a gentle bend so that you're not locking out the leg. The right leg stays planted. The left leg draws closer and closer to you as much as it feels good. And then on your next exhale, slowly lower that left leg down to the ground to meet your right. Take your time, and we're going to turn all the way over into our fetal position and then press all the way up onto hands and knees, coming into a tabletop. We're going to bring the big toes together and take the knees open wide. Go ahead and send the hips all the way back. Reach the arms forward, coming into a child's pose. Relax your forehead to the mat and let your head roll left and right just a little bit, bringing a little bit of pressure just above the eyebrows. Taking your time here and then slowly finding some stillness. Get out any wiggles. If the knees need extra support, if the hips need extra support, if you want a pillow between your hips and your heels, anything that would make this pose feel extra supportive today. And go ahead and let out a big exhale. And then we'll begin to inhale together for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue the box breath on your own, following your breath and what feels good to you. On your next inhale, go ahead and walk your hands back up. Knees come back together or directly under your hips rather, coming back into your tabletop. And we're going to move through just a few cat-cows. Go ahead and inhale, look up, going off the yin yoga path just for a moment to kind of reset everything. And exhale, head comes down, around out the spine. Inhale, look up, draw the heart up, the chest up, arch the back, hips rise. Good. Exhale, head comes down, around out the spine. Moving with your breath, inhale it up, arch the back. Exhale, head comes down, around out the spine. And then we're going to walk it all the way forward and come onto the elbows, coming into a sphinx pose. Hips come down to the ground, legs go straight back behind you. Let your chest lift up nice and tall. Shoulders drop away from your ears. And we're going to slowly draw the chin to the chest, opening up through the back of the spine. Now, if this feels good on the back, stay right here. If you want a little bit extra, you can take your hands to the corners of the mat and start to press them straight. Deepening this into a seal pose, lifting the heart, lifting the chest. Find whichever variation feels good to your body today. I'm going to stay in Sphinx, and we're going to be here for a few moments. As you settle into this last pose, I want to invite you to come back to your intention. To use these last few moments to focus in, to bring steadiness to the mind and peace to the body. On your next inhale, go ahead and press all the way up to your tabletop, however you want to get there. And then go ahead and turn and sit on your shins, hands come to your knees. This has been one of my favorite practices we've done together. I hope you enjoyed it. The light and the love in me sees the light and the love in you. I want to invite you to take just one moment here of gratitude, giving yourself thanks for showing up to this practice, giving yourself thanks for giving yourself the gift of yoga, for taking the time for you. As always, it's a joy, an honor, and an absolute delight. The light in me sees the light in you. And I will see you in our next class. Have a wonderful day.